everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Queen's Wish, the Conqueror! Last episode, we made our way through Thablan Pass and Smoky Peaks, basically just clearing them out so that we can get through them easily. Now, I want to make my way down and get Crossing Keep. I want to get through it and I want to get it done. Fortunately, it should be relatively easy to do. Run through the pass quickly and easily. Thankfully, we have permission to do so. Now we'll just follow the road. The Thablan Gates. There is a small camp of merchants just outside the Thablan Gates. The Vol have provided walls and safe spaces to rest for their traders. The merchants invite you to join them. After some friendly conversation, they try, with typical Vol efficiency, to sell you some building supplies. Do you have any Owen? They shake their heads. This caravan is all free Vol, neither Owen nor Masha. Sadly, in this chaotic time, this isn't enough to keep them safe. Trade news. You exchange news, but you learn very little. The merchants are hiding on the west side of the fortress because the east side is so dangerous. The rebellion rages on. No area east of these mountains is safe from Owen raiders. None of them can get to this side, though. Trade with them. Yeah, get the stone blocks. That's all we need right now. Move on. Near Thablan. You are close to the capital city of the Vol. The massive walls of the city of Thablan loom ahead of you. The spires of their palace poke above the walls. Even to your jaded eyes, it is a glorious sight. Alas, the poor South Battalion would not be able to, without a lot of help, break these walls. Right now, this is a place for diplomacy. Here you can shop for allies. Haven doesn't take over vassals, it buys them. There is an old, withered, irritable stonemason sitting by this fire. When you get close, she takes a sip of some bitter herbal brew and looks you over. I'm Kellys, but I imagine you knew that. What are you drinking? My tea. It smells far more unpleasant than tea, but you don't say anything. You were waiting for me? Well, someone from Haven. We have your order waiting for you. Our order? 5 loads dressed building stone, ordered and paid for 35 years ago. Never collected. You fled the Vol without getting it. You still have it for me? Of course. We of the Vol have honor. We pay our debts. We do whatever we have to pay debts, including Owen. It is our proud way. You note that no Owen are working here. So I can just have all that stone. Yes, if you can collect it. I'm not shipping it myself. I'll send someone to collect the stone. You haven't rebuilt Crossing Keep, have you? That's the only place in the Vol you could easily carry that much stone to. We're going off to do so right now. The roads around Thablan are heavily guarded. They're watching for spies, infiltrators, Owen raiders, or anyone who wants to take advantage of the chaos. You immediately get their full attention. They are entirely friendly and servile. They would be massively punished if they did anything to anger the honored envoy of Haven. They give you directions to Thablan and strongly suggest that you stay on the road. I'm sure, but Thablan is not where I'm going. I'm going right down to Crossroad Keep. Immediately. Stick on the road for now. Not gonna go anywhere else. Haven report. This is the way we go. You see a cloud of dust in the distance. You try to stealthily maneuver forward and see what's going on. There's a chase. A band of Masha soldiers are chasing Owen rebels across the sandy soil, leaving a cloud of dust as they run. The Owen are rapidly running out of energy. The Masha will catch them soon. Help the Owen. You charge forward, rushing the Masha on their flank. They are completely surprised. Seeing that they have unexpected assistance, the Owen turn and fight. Well, thank you for that. Okay, the Vol War Priest is the one who really needs to die here. Oh, thank you for the evasion. Not going to be able to get close enough. Alright, you need to charge in. You can actually do a number on several of them. Get a bit closer, though. That's perfect. Burn them all! Oh, that's beautiful. Methinks we're quite strong here. Yes, that war priest is the one who must die. We'll be able to do this fairly easily. Heh, slowed. Fireball again, I say. Burn them all! Beautiful. You focus on the war priest. Oh, one of the Owen died. That's unfortunate. You are going to whirlwind attack. Sadly, there was a lot of evasions. I don't care for that much. And the war priest is dead. Excellent. Excellent. Now we just get rid of the rest of these. Damn evasion. One more. Almost. And we're good. The Owen are enormously grateful for your help. Thanks, we thought they had us for sure. They head back toward their base, assuring you that their leaders will learn how you helped. Right, continue on to Crossing Keep. You are close to the ruins of Crossing Keep, one of Haven's 7 outposts on Sacramentum. The fort spans a river, providing a safe port for merchant ships. This was once a major center of trade, and thus gold for Haven. Now this ruin is ready to be rebuilt, sending its gold where it should be sent, to you. Happily, General Aquila has already paved the way. You see the fires of Haven soldiers on the north side of the fort. The Vol signed a treaty giving this land to Haven. Your mother's ships have dropped off soldiers, workers, and materials. All they need is the command to get to work. And that is the idea, which I will do in just a few moments. Ooh, this actually looks like a fairly nice-sized fort, truth be told. Alright, let's, I'm going to take a look around this side as well. Which, we can't actually look any further. I wonder if there's a south exit entrance. Oh well. You approach this camp. There are a bunch of Haven workers sitting by the fire, fanning themselves to keep cool. The moist breeze from the ocean doesn't give much relief from the Vol heat. When you get close, a young Havenite leaps to her feet. She is vibrating with energy. She runs forward and kneels at the same time, skidding to a stop in the dust in front of you. I am Chief Lisa Gansky. We're ready to work. Give the order and we will rebuild Crossing Keep. How did you get here? General Aquila has a boat drop us here. We sailed by Thablin. The Masha waved at us as we went by. They like Haven. I need you to tell us if we'd like them back. What will the Vol think of us rebuilding this fort? Well, that depends on which Vol you ask. The Owen are scared that we'll crush the rebellion and make them all slaves again. The Mashas want us to win their war for them. You make the hard decisions. I just follow orders. I give the order. Get to work. Chief Gansky turns and starts shouting. The order is given. Move into the fort. We sleep under our roof tonight. The sweaty soldiers and craftsfolk rise to their feet with a cheer. Then they flood into Crossing Keep. Excellent! And that's the last fort. We've discovered Crossing Keep. Currently getting 2 wood, 4 stone, 1 iron. And we'll be able to upgrade that quickly. First things first, look around. And here's the guard post up here. Take a look this way. We'll rebuild things in a bit. We've got a lot of forces here. Okay, that's where those 3 things are going to be. Even though we don't need them, because we're pretty much getting max gold at the moment, it's just how I work. I'm still going to get everything. That's the main hall. Let's see, over here. Another building there. Another building there. Another watchtower, methinks. There is actually an exit to the south. Oh, who's this? The quartermaster of Crossing Keep is sitting at the docks, cataloging boxes of supplies. An occasional small boat sails up the river, bringing supplies to trade from nearby quarries and farms. Your soldiers trade fiercely to get your fort everything it needs. Still, you get his immediate attention.
Welcome, Prince. I am Quartermaster Cillian. This is a great honor. I'm doing my best here, but if you have any extra directions, I will get you what you need.
Tell me about yourself.
I am a humble quartermaster. The Queen selected Chief Gansky to come here, and she brought me along. A great honor. Sacramentum is a glorious project.
I could use rest and supplies.
We expected that. We set up a bedroom for you upstairs in the main hall across the river. As for equipment, we have nothing better than what you already have.
You will soon. I want to exchange resources. Not yet. Not yet, but I'm sure I will eventually. Also, by the way, just do it. Upgrade the fort. Thank you. Now we're getting 3 wood, 6 stone, and 1 iron. So much stone. And we don't actually have much, so... There. 5 more stone. That's fine by me. That's our earnings. Not earning too much stone, but we'll be able to earn more once we complete a few more quests out here. Which will be good. Alright. Let's see. Porty, Rufus, John Alford. These Vol are expertly repairing some old cracked floor tiles. You leave them alone. Inside this fort, this dilapidated trading hall is getting some attention. The broken windows have been replaced. 2 Vol, an old man and a young woman, repair cracked floor tiles. At the counter, an old bald Havenite is carefully painting a small sign to go on the door. They are so involved in their work that they have not noticed you. Leave them be. They have a long way to go before the building is usable again. You leave them to your work as you can tend to yours. It is I, Prince Rupert! The Vol remain focused on their work, but the old man stops painting and looks up. His eyes squint and he steps closer to make sure the insignia on your chest is real.
A good day to you, Prince Rupert. Forgive my not kneeling, my knees are a bit touchy. I'm John Alvord, Haven's Way agent fresh out of retirement.
What are you painting? He shows you the sign. It reads, Haven's Way. In debt? Inquire further within.
Clearly I was no painter before I retired, but it'll do. It means this hall will be the Haven's Way Vol Outreach Office.
Who are they? At the Vol. Alvord smiles proudly.
That is Rufus and his oldest daughter, Porty. His workshop burned during a skirmish at the start of the Civil War. He was left heavily indebted trying to rebuild. Enough for 2 lines on his cheek. He and his children were to be Owen.
That is unfortunate.
But there is a happy ending. Rufus was about to turn himself over to the local Masha when he happened upon me first. We came to a mutually beneficial arrangement. He paid off his debt with our coin, and Haven has a skilled local craftsman to help us rebuild, at a heavily discounted and fixed rate for only 10 years.
What is a Vol Outreach Office? And that actually sounds proper. That sounds better than, okay, you're in debt, so you're going to be working for me forever. What is a Vol Outreach Office?
We buy the debt of poor Vol, so no Masha can turn them into Owen.
At your raised eyebrow, he swiftly adds,
It's called indentured service. They work only for us for a variable length of time depending on their debt load, usually around 10 years. We even provide a small fixed income. Then they are free.
That is better than the situation they're in right now. What do you think of the Owen system?
Officially, Haven's Way doesn't have opinions about such matters. Unofficially, people work hardest when it is for their own benefit. Forced lifetime servitude across generations, besides leading to grotesque abuses, is contrary to maximizing returns and efficiencies. Their system should have been abolished or heavily reformed.
What do the Masha think of your efforts?
Honestly, I hope they do not know. I suspect they would not approve. We are competing with them, and our way is superior since it benefits Haven with skilled workers and indebted Vols since they don't become Owen. Fortunately, I know the Masha. Their honor will forbid them from asking us directly about this. If you stay silent too, I can continue recruiting Vol at favorable terms.
Do you ever buy Owen?
No! The Queen made it clear we are forbidden to buy Owen. I obey. Unless her representative here, my prince, decides otherwise.
Maintain the Queen's policy, for now.
A wise and prudent choice. Our way is superior. Eventually, it will cut off their supply of Owen. The Masha will be forced to change.
You stop listening to the flood of words before it ruins the warm feelings you got from making a prudent choice. Eventually, he stops talking and excuses himself to finish painting a door. Tell me more about your retirement.
For over 3 decades, I served the Haven's Way Society, traveling the world to spread the Haven ideal of progress and prosperity through trade. We recruit locals to advance Haven interests and educate them of our ways. Sometimes we use them to make money to fund our good works. When I heard we are re-establishing our colony here, I decided to unretire and return.
Return?
I was born in the Vol. My mother was an administrator for this region until the calamity drove us away. I even met our queen in the glory of her youth when she toured the Vol. I know the Vol, their deep sense of honor and work ethic. I knew this would be a great opportunity for the Haven's Way Society. I very much wanted to spend my last productive years back here, so Haven's Way bid the Queen for me to be included in the first wave.
You bid to be here.
The Sacramentum expedition had few open berths for private concerns. The berths were put up as a sort of auction of petitioners. A team of us made a lengthy presentation to the court and offered a hearty payment of gold. The Queen liked what she saw and sent 3 of us.
Some people paid to be here.
Oh, standard Haven practice. Getting to a vassal state early can result in great profit. Merchants know this, and they fill Haven's coffers for certain privileges. But don't worry, Haven's Way has a plan to earn all we paid back, and then some.
You weren't actually worried. 3 of us?
Yes, 1 in each nation. My focus is to recruit simple, skilled locals, stoneworkers mainly, but also carpenters, weavers, smiths, and so on.
He waves at the Vol repairing the floor. What is a Vol outreach office?
We buy the debt of poor Vol so no Masha can turn them into...
Oh wait, we've already asked through that. Okay, thank you for your time. Let's look around a bit, see what we can see and find. Scroll of Mercy. That can go into storage. Alright. That took a minute, oddly. Couple Haven people. Ah, here we are. Chief Gansky. You find Chief Lisa Gansky. Since you met her outside, she has settled into an old desk, cleared away the trash, and gotten to work. She leaps to her feet when you approach. Hope the work is proceeding to your liking, Prince. I am ready to give my formal report. I will accept your report. Alright, we found that the Masha left our land alone while we were gone. We have cleaned the bulk of the Scorpions who settled here, and restoring the fort and cropland is proceeding well. The fighting between the Owen and the Masha has not come close to our claims. I think they both want to avoid angering us. The situation is very touchy. How are things touchy? Both the Owen and the Masha want Haven to help them win the war. If any of them suspect that we want to side with their enemies, I'm afraid they will attack us and burn Crossing Keep to the ground. That is why I must sadly make some requests, in my role as chief, I mean. And what can I do for you? My private counsel is that the Vol will not be a good vassal as long as this war continues. However, the 2 opposing forces are in a stalemate. Applying the force of the South Battalion may be necessary to forge a good vassal here. Also, if you ever have time, there is a small matter I will need a ruling on. So, how did you end up out here? Her face lights up. I was serving as a chief in a more settled land, and I heard rumors of a big secret project. Hush, hush, high status. I asked around, and I learned what was going on. Sacramentum, the dream! I made a pain of myself, and I was chosen for this mission. Tell me about your past service. She tells you. It's a lot of posts, a lot of difficult situations, a lot of success. You can see why she was chosen for this mission. Who chose you to come out here? The Queen! She chose the chiefs and officers who came to the Vol herself. You met my mother. Yes, can you believe it? I was given my orders by her personally. From her own hand, she has a lot of interest in the Vol. It's always been Haven's most profitable vassal in Sacramentum, and she wanted it looked after. Anyway, that is my story. I hope my experience is suitable for your needs. How are things with the Vol? The Masha and Owen stare at each other, and we're right in the middle. You will find both sides very touchy, afraid, quick to anger, also desperate for your help. You'll probably be offered a lot of quality bribes. This reminds me, there is a bit of a policy that needs to be settled. I don't have the rank for it. Any thoughts on dealings between the Masha and the Owen? Well, when I learned I was coming here, I read a ton of reports by chiefs and officers who served here. It was enlightening.
And what did you learn?
They all expected the Owen to rebel, every one of them. The Masha had been getting greedier for generations. Fewer Masha, all richer and softer. More and more Owen, all angrier. It was only Haven's help that kept the rebellion from happening. Then calamity happened, we left, and...
She shakes her head.
What guidance do you need? When the rebellion started, lots of Owen ran away. Many to fight, but a lot of them just wanted to be free. A lot of the refugees have come here. I need to know whether to let them live on our land or not. If we do, there will be some expense. We don't have the spare gold to buy provisions, but we can trade stone.
Oh boy.
What have you been doing before now? We've been letting them stay. We don't want to start hunting refugees. However, there really are a lot of them. Most of the time, we'll have to trade stone for food in order to keep order and keep them from starving.
What are your thoughts?
Putting aside that letting them stay will cost precious gold, if we let them stay, it may anger the Masha. Kicking them out will infuriate the Owen. It all depends on which side you want to please. You see, I'm sure about why I couldn't make the decision.
I sympathize with the Owen. Trade stone for food and give them refuge on our land.
Understood. The Owen will be very pleased. Our soldiers and quartermaster less so. I will make sure that they don't interfere with Haven's business. Thank you, Prince. I'm glad to get this settled.
Indeed. Chief Gansky has an irritating habit of standing at attention whenever you report to her. The informality of the frontier can be a bit of a relief. Talking to her makes you feel like you're back in the palace. Still, it's her way. Eagerness and discipline can be life-saving qualities out here in the middle of a war. How are you doing getting resources?
Cillian is a cunning trader, and she is doing well getting wood, stone, all that sort of thing. There are plenty of surviving colonies and farms around who appreciate Haven's business. There is one disappointment, though. We thought Conlin's Pit would be happy to see us return. They aren't.
What is Conlin's Pit?
A Haven community. Havenites who bought and operated a quarry before the calamity. They're still there. We thought they'd be happy to see us return. Instead, they turned my messengers away without a word.
So there are still Havenites there?
Yes, they're still there. They've been surviving all these years trading with the Vol. We thought they'd be happy to see us return. Instead, they turned my messengers away without a word.
What do you want from them?
Stone! They are Havenites, and Haven is back. They are under my protection now, and they have to pay the taxes all Havenites do. Someone has to go out there and get them to obey our laws. I'll try to visit them and see what is happening. I appreciate it, Prince. I'm sure a brief visit from royalty will awe them into submission.
Thank you. You talk fast. What have we got here? Notes on decay. Decay? Queen Sharon III is wise. She is a pillar of justice among the rulers of Haven. Thus I can write these notes without terror. This has not always been true. Haven is small. Our soldiers are few. If a vassal truly does not want us there, we can always be driven out. Thus we have to find a group that will protect us and keep us there in return for what we give them. What we promise to give them. But that promise can never be kept, because there will always be another monarch. Maybe one cruel or inept or insane. Then our promises are broken, but we're dead so we don't see it. The people of the vassal, they feel it. Their opinions were never asked. That's a little concerning. You're a bit messy here. The Sage of Crossing Keep is sitting at her desk, sorting through piles of records. Most of the scrolls are old records that have been crumbling in these shelves for 40 years. Oh, why is Gansky making me deal with this mess? It should all be burned. Oh, Prince Rupert, my apologies. I am Sage Alaya. Welcome to the fort. I hope it's all right. What is your job here? The Sage. Letters, records, battalion history. I take care of all that. Nothing important enough to bother you. Have any leads on useful information? Hidden treasures? Really? You're asking if any of these trash scrolls say where a treasure is? I mean, it happens sometimes. Well, no luck. I'm sure there are mighty artifacts out there, but I don't know where. My only treasure is wisdom. I study history. I'm working on a theory for how Haven works. What theory could that be? Her face falls. She suspects that she's made a mistake telling you. I've been researching. I'm working on an idea, the theory of inevitable decay. What is the theory of inevitable decay? Oh, it's a challenging idea, and very undeveloped. It's not worth wasting your time. I promise you that it is fine. It's just an idea about Haven and its vassals. It is that, well, that when a nation becomes our vassal, no matter how good things go, we bring ruin to it eventually. What sort of ruin does Haven bring? It varies, of course. War, starvation, poverty, chaos. Some think, well, not me, but
Some say our supporting the Masha for so many years kept the Owen system going until war was the only way to resolve it. Why does the ruin happen? Sometimes Haven gets a king or queen who is mad or cruel. And not Queen Sharon, of course, but, you know, history. Even if the king or queen is good, they can put a bad governor in charge, or they can make a big mistake or enact bad policy because they're dumb or don't care. With wisdom and careful management, the ruin doesn't have to happen? But that's impossible! Humans make mistakes. If being perfect is the only way to make a system work, it's a bad system. I mean, some people say that, not me. That is an interesting theory. Thank you, Prince. Of course, it's just a theory, and I don't believe it. Please don't tell the Queen about it. I'll get back to work now. Okay, that's all we have from her. Let's see, another book here. The Treaty of Vassalage. Okay, we've already read that long ago. That's our room. Nothing of note in here. And nothing of note in that room either. Okay, well, this episode is going to go a bit long because I want to build things. Yeah, we did get one less stone here. So, one thing I definitely want is a smithy. We can afford it. We're going to buy it. And I think we'll also be able to buy a weaving room, a carpenter, and I don't know what our military situation is like here at the moment. But I'm going to put the barracks up here. So, let's see here. I think perhaps down here would be good. For the carpenter and the, whatever it's called. Smithy. Alright, first things first. Oh, wait, I also need 3 of these. Alright, smithy going in here. Bam! And you, blacksmith. I want to buy things. Weapon? I believe now we've got the iron broad blade. We can get the folded steel blade now, which is just what I want. And we can also get, currently we're at steel spear, folded steel glaive. Hold on. We can go all the way to folded steel halberd. That's what I want for you. You're going to use that, without a doubt. Okay. Now we need to do some swapping out here. First, swap that, and you swap that. Now, let's swap out the augments and everything. And now you perfect. Now sell these 2 items. Now, I actually almost forgot, you need a dagger. I think you're currently using the Blessed Dirk, and now you can use a folded steel dagger. Alright, now swap out that augment. Excellent, now sell that dagger. Now, armor, let me see, what have we got on helmets? So I think, yeah, we're actually good on helmets. Don't need to worry about that. Armor. Armor is good. We can go all the way to Haven Plate. We can also get a fine hauberk, which I think would be what I want to get for you. You, however, are definitely getting the Haven Plate. Incredibly powerful armor. Alright. Rupert, I want to keep you with chainmail. You're currently 12.5, 15.8. It's not as powerful as the Haven armor. Nowhere near as powerful, but it is still very good. Right, you, I think, have the best light that you can get. Yeah, you can stick with the drakeskin jacket. I'm fine with you staying speedy. Okay, now we gotta get back to augments. That's you. There we go. And I want to sell this. And I want to sell this. Okay. And I believe that's all I want to buy from you. So we're good here. Now, put one of these out here. Actually, yes, that's right. Alright, we'll put the carpenter right next to it. Alright, carpenter. What do you have again? Bows. You can actually do pretty good. You are going to stick with that. You're not going to take the Havenite Warbow. Actually, we don't really need to buy a bow. I think we're fine. Shields! Let's see here. You're fine. You don't need a shield. You don't use a shield. You're currently using a steel buckler, which is the best we can get without going over to these, which have a speed penalty, and I don't want that. Staves. You don't use staves, you use wands. Ah, wands! There we go. You have Wand of Bone. We want Living Wand. Alright, and I can swap things out here. Let me just put a shop banner here. Okay. Now once again, you're going to swap this out. There we go. I want to sell this. And I forgot to actually give you the Living Wand. Excellent. Now for one more, which will be the Leatherworks. Yeah, sure. Build it in here. Weaving room. Alright. New robe, you can finally get the Sorcerer's Vestment, which is exactly what I want. Excellent. What about new cowl? Anything there? Actually, yes. You can get the Blessed Hood, which is definitely better. Alright, bigger backpack. I don't know if we actually have a bigger backpack now. I don't think we can get a bigger backpack. Alright, so put down this shop banner here. There we go. And now, once again, we swap these things out. Augments and the like. We have room for so many augments right now, yet I don't have the augments I want. Alright, we are upgraded, everything is great. Well, with one exception, actually. There is one other thing that we can get here, right now. And that is another apothecary. There is somewhere that's missing an apothecary, I don't know where. Okay, oh, right, also, no, not that. We need a shop banner. Throw a shop banner down there. That will be the apothecary. I don't know where is missing the apothecary, but put this in here. Where is missing an apothecary? Somewhere. There. We'll run up and throw an apothecary in there. Uh, we can make runes and augments. I don't need an oppression rune. We can get all the way to steel and haste augments. Those are some good augments, but I'm not going to get into them. As for potions, we can get a power potion, which is exactly what I want. And healing potion. No, that's just... Oh no, actually restoration potion would be good. That is exactly what I want. 3 energy and a lot more healing. Excellent. That is just what I wanted. Now we just replace that with these on each of us. And... there we go. We do still need some more resources, but we'll be able to get it fairly easily. Okay! Now, I'm going to go put this building over on the other place. Give me just a second. Where was missing? Here. We'll just build it here, quickly get it in. By the way, quickly buy a shop banner. Come on, come on. There we go. Buy that. Drop the shop banner here for the apothecary. Oh, hold on. There we go. Drop the apothecary. And there we go. We have all the apothecaries. You can get every rune and every augment. Alright, the only things that are missing in the other place are the moneymakers and a few other small things. That said, things are very good. I want to see if there's anything here, because I do want to put something in. In storage, I mean. And there is something in both of these rooms. This is going to be a very long episode, I can tell you now. With all the travel and everything we were doing. Okay, let's just go down and speak here. You aren't surprised to hear the voice of Queen Sharon. Rupert, are you there? Hello? It is your mother. Did you restore all our forts? I am proud. Something about her voice sounds off. Maybe it's just the effects of the portal. Are you alright? Of course. I am never otherwise. Thank you, Mother. Now your victory is close. Sacramentum was lost by me. It will be returned. I feel it. What do you intend? I will complete my task. Yes, return the 3 nations there, to the fold. They will be our vassals again. There is a long silence. Mother? You whisper. Then you shout. There is no response. Alright, Miranda. A poor, ragged woman from the Vole is waiting for you. She stands, terrified, in the corner. Chief Miranda drags her forward to meet you. Prince, this is a former Owen of the Vole. She has come to ask a boon. Who are you? She is paralyzed with fear. Miranda gives her a little shove forward. She kneels. I am Elena. I am not alone. There are 10 more of us outside. We are all Owen. We ask help of Haven. We have nowhere else to go. How did you come here? It was hard. Our servitude was at the border of rebel lands. Things got violent. We were scared. We fled the Vole. We traveled at night. We didn't want to be Owen anymore, and we didn't want to be killed. Tell me about the war. It was brutal. There is so much hate. The Owen want vengeance. The Masha say we are human, but they don't act like it. The Masha will never give us what we want, but we don't have the strength to overthrow them, so there's just burning and killing. How did you come to be Owen? We all have the same story. Bad decisions, failed crops, unexpected deaths. We borrowed, then we had to come here, borrow more. We could not afford it, so we became Owen instead of dying. Well, my story is a little different. My father grew so poor and was so old that his service wasn't enough. I had to become Owen as well to pay his debts. What do you want from me? Haven has more land in the middle of Sacramentum than they can use. We ask for a little plot of it, enough for our little families, to the southeast. We only want to build homes and raise farms in peace. Miranda, what do you think of this? I am sympathetic to her plight, of course, but give Haven lands to vassals? The Queen would not approve. Helping escaped Owen, the Masha of the Vol would be angry. Elena, what happens if I don't agree? We would live peacefully. Perhaps we will find a place to live in Ukat, or near the woods of the Ariel. It will be very hard for us. I will not pretend otherwise, mighty prince. I have made a decision. Elena wrings her hands together, terrified of what you will say. You may rent some land. It is still Haven land, but you will pay a fair value for it. Elena kneels again, weeping from relief. Thank you, Prince, thank you. Chief Miranda maintains a neutral expression. I will make sure it is done. This is well within Haven law, but it will send a very strong message to the Vol, Prince. I'm sure it will. That said, this episode has gone on way too long. Oh boy. Apologies for how long it was, but the long trip, the fight, everything going on down there, we've got a lot that we need to do in the Vol. Mechlin Quarry, Collins Pit, Drowning Jail. We've got a lot to do. Oh yes, and we do need to report in this over here, which we can do here. Cody, Crossing Keep has been restored. Excellent! The General is thrilled. I'm sure Queen Sharon is very proud of us. And you, I mean. It's not my place to say, but I think things are going very well. Not that it's my place to say, but yay! No more hot tips for me? I'm sorry, Prince. At this point, you know far, far more about the Vol than I do. Indeed. And that is where I am going to end this episode. So, until next episode, I'm Chester44, that is Rupert, Elspeth, Terrence, and Patricia. This has been a Let's Play of Queen's Wish the Conqueror! And I shall see you all next time.